Oh, hello there. Hi. Welcome to another episode of Neil Reviews It.
Neil reviews it. What is it? It's the thing that Neil reviews. Neil reviews it. That is, if he doesn't screw it up.
Hello there, children. Welcome to another episode of Neil Reviews It. This is a Kung Fu classic. I think I'm going to call this a Kung Fu classic. Today we're going to discuss the movie The Night Comes For Us. It's an Indonesian movie, very similar stylistically to Raid and Raid 2 and Merantoa, like that whole kind of scene. It's hyper violent. The only thing that would make me hesitate to call it a Kung Fu classic is there's a lot of shoot 'em up. Not a ton of shoot 'em up, but there's a good amount. And there's a good amount of just slasher, just video game style slasher stuff. There's even one fight where they shoot it in that like video game first person-y kind of style where the camera is just right behind the protagonist's head and like it just follows his movements. Very video gamey. Iko from the Raid is in this. The main character is also in one of those, the Raid or the Raid 2. He's also in that Cinemax series Warrior that Bruce Lee inspired. I guess from the writing of Bruce Lee. I only watched a few episodes of that show, but he's the main character's sister's protege. He's great in this. He's such a badass. Also, there's this guy Zach Lee. He's another one of those guys. He was in like one of the Raid movies. Oh, I think they were all in Headshot together too, maybe. That whole scene. He plays White Boy Bobby. He's a very cool character. Just like a lunatic guy. I love that. I love that like lunatic action guy who's just like, someone's gonna have to die, it'll be me, and everyone's like, no, but no, and he's like, it's too late, he's already getting shot to pieces. I love that character. I feel like it's in most of those kinds of movies. There's also some sick, they're called the Lotus. It's like these two crazy women. One of them whom, the white girl with the shaved head, I think she's stellar. I'd love to see her in more stuff. And the girl who plays the operator is pretty cool. I don't need... There's these like two crazy women on the bad guy's side, and then they like... The girl licks the other girl's hand for no reason. It's like, I don't care if they're... Who cares? I mean, I guess it's cool that they're acknowledging the LGBTQIA community. I don't know. I guess. It doesn't make sense to me why you have to... No one in this movie needs to have a sexuality. There was no love interest. There was no anything. Just have them fight. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. This is cool. This is a lot of cool action. So the main character, Ito, he's, so there's the 6 C's, the 6 major senators of the Triad. And they all, operate their own port. And he's one of the 6 C's. He was a poor kid, and then he worked his way up through the Triad. And he came up with this other kid, Arian, played by Uwais. He's in that show Wu Assassin on Netflix. So he becomes one of the 6 C's, one of the main guys in the Triad. And he's kind of like, the killings kind of got to him, which is like an interesting plot device because he has to kill so many people to stop killing people. So there's this one young girl, he doesn't want to murder her. So he basically kidnaps her and slaughters his team of Triad guys, and he's gonna run away. He just needs to grab some money and a fake passport, and he's gone. He gets his passports from like the few guys that he came up with, that he trusts. Bobby's there, white boy Bobby. He's got issue. They flash back a little bit and they give you a little bit, and they still leave it kind of in the air, but apparently Bobby lost a foot for Ito at some point to the Triads cut off his foot. So he gets the passports done, and he's going to pick up the money from this like other lunatic guy, and that goes terribly wrong. But there's a very sick scene in the meat locker, which, if you're a fan of the genre at all, you've probably seen the movie. But if you haven't seen the movie, you've probably seen this scene. If you haven't seen this scene, see this scene or go to the movie, because this is a very cool scene. I'm not going to say it's a top 10 fight, because it's not the fight isn't what drives. It's the action is what drives the coolness of the scene. I hope that makes sense. I hope you're starting to get where my head's at with all this stuff. Like in a scene like that meat locker scene, it has nothing to do with the fight. Could be terrible. It's the hanging of people on hooks and the sawing of bones is I've seen it a bunch of times, and still when I see it, there's scenes where I'm like, ooh, where it's like, that looks horrible. There's one scene in the like a billiards room, and he hits a dude in the mouth with a cue ball, and you feel it. I don't know, there's something about that where it's like, I've felt that hit me. Just so brutal, man. The two Lotus women fighting the operator is a pretty sick fight, and Iko versus Ito is a really good fight. That's a really good fight with a lot of like hyper violence too, like a lot of like crazy gore, and like it's over the top in that Indonesian style. They go at each other with box cutters. If you've ever been cut with a box cutter, like accidentally cut yourself. No bueno. No bueno. No bueno. But this is a great fun film. Yeah, it's easily a ceramic dragon for fun, and for story, it's a pretty cool story. There's some weird, like, what? How did that figure in? And what's that got to do with anything? And who's this lady? There's a little bit of that. But there's also like some emotion and some tear jerking, so it balances it out. I'm gonna say it's also a ceramic dragon for story, because the points I would take away from it, I give back in some other things. And for fights, I'll go ceramic dragon across the board. The fights are some real fun fights. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, do all the things. Let me know what you thought of the movie. That's like a fun thing. We can talk about the movie in the comments. It'll be like our little thing that we have together. That brings us closer. So this isn't just me and you on square devices.